Alright, good morning everybody. We're going to make another video today. First load is going up to Pittston. We're going to pick it up over at the warehouse. Right now we're bobtail, so we got a bobtail over there, pick it up at the warehouse, take it up to, actually not to Pittston. First load's going to Hanover Township, Wilkes-Barre area to that recycling facility. Somebody picked the load up yesterday and dropped it over there, so we got to take it the rest of the way. And then looking into the future, I wasn't told what I was going to do yet, but I could see it in a different part of my app that I think I'm picking up in Pittston and taking that load down to Carlisle. So we'll see if that's going to hold true. I brought the cameras out because I was thinking I might stay up there in that Wilkes-Barre area, and I talked to you in the last video about how the colors were so vivid up there, but looks like we're going to pick up there and then head southwest to Carlisle, and then from there, who knows. So we'll see how it goes today, but we're pre-tripped on the tractor part, and in a few minutes we're gonna bobtail over there and get the trailer. All right, so we're hooked up, pre-tripped. Had to throw a strap in the back of that. The load is double stacked, and so I had to throw a strap on it because it looked kind of precarious. Didn't want it to fall back against the doors. Nobody strapped it when they picked it up, so I threw one in there. We got lollygag a little bit because supposedly they don't open the gates till 6:45 or 7 a.m. and right now it has us getting there at 6:40. So got a lollygag a little bit, sit here, wait a little bit, because there really isn't room on the street to park without blocking up traffic if that gate's not open yet. So we'll get going here in a few minutes, update the computer work, and then we'll roll. I don't know if we'll talk to you until we get up there or not because it's dark out right now yet, but we'll see. But anyway, that's it. We're gonna get going pretty soon. All right, so we are back here on this bumpy road again, going to this recycling plant. It is 6:52. So hopefully the gate is open. I'm thinking about parking on the side of the road up here, maybe, where it's wider, and waiting till exactly 7 o'clock. I don't know.
In 1/2 mile, turn left.
I might. Because it gets narrow, right? After we cross back over the railroad tracks, it gets narrow. And if I have to sit there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's going to be tight for anybody that goes by. So I may go up here to the end just before I flip over the railroad tracks and wait a little bit. And then go up and see.
In 1/4 mile, turn left, then take the first right.
And it's wide enough down here for me to park and wait for a few minutes. I mean, it may be open, but I don't really want to take a chance. It's a park right up here. I can just kind of sit here off to the side and wait a few minutes, which is what I think I'm going to do. All right, so it is 7 o'clock, and I just saw one of their trucks go by, one of their roll-off trucks. So the gate must be open if he was coming in to dump off his load or drop the container or whatever he was doing. So the gate must be open, so we're gonna go up and try it. But as you can see here, the street narrows just a little bit. And I didn't want to park up here if I had to wait for the gate to open up. Back there, the street was wider. So, looks like it's open for business. The car gate's open. Truck entrance is up here a little bit further. Yeah, the gate's open. All right, so we're gonna see. We'll stop in, get the paperwork signed, and see where we're gonna drop this trailer at. Alright, so we're kind of in a holding pattern here. I gotta wait till 7:30. The work order number does not match up to what they have in the office. So I gotta wait till the office personnel get here and see if we can straighten out what's going on. The load's supposed to come here, but the work order number doesn't match. I called dispatch. He checked through it. He said that's the number he has. So I don't know where the ball was dropped, if the ball was dropped, or it just came through late and for whatever reason. But I guess we'll get it straightened out here in a little while, and then we'll be on our way to pick up our next load. Alright, so problem was solved. We got ourselves a new work order number. We were able to drop, hook to our empty, pre-trip the empty. Now we're ready to roll. Got to go up to Pittston, picked up that load that's going down Carlisle. So we're going to roll. We'll talk to you up there in Pittston, and then head on south with that load. Alright, so we're in the industrial park where this place is located. Come through here to go to that one brewery location, but we're not going to go that far.
1/2 mile, turn right on Research Drive.
As you heard, we're going to go a 1/2 mile and then turn right. And then we got to wind around and go up to the customer. But when we come out, we're going to come out a different way. We're going to come straight down Center Point Boulevard. This is all right going in empty, winding around up through there, but coming out, I'd rather come out down the straight road. So I will ignore the way she tells me to go, because she's gonna want me to come out
right on Research Drive
the same way that I go in. We're gonna be looking into the sun as soon as we make this right turn too. But either way, we were gonna be looking into the sun. The only thing I don't understand is these 25-mile-an-hour speed limits on these roads.
Arrive at Gatorade, Pittston, Pennsylvania, on the left.
It ticks off the four-wheelers that end up behind you because they're all in a hurry. Either they're late for work or late for an appointment or whatever. And so I don't know why these industrial park roads are 25 miles an hour, not 30 or 35 miles an hour. But that they are, and we've got to kind of stick close to that speed limit because of our cameras. So, speaking of cameras, I don't know if this camera is picking up some of these pretty colors up here or not. Like I said, this Grant Wilkes-Barre area was in much better color form than down towards Pine Grove and Harrisburg. But it's a little bit early. If the sun were up a little higher, I think it would be lighting them up a little better. It is a heck of a climb. This place that we're going to is almost on the top of this mountain up here. We got another 1/2 mile to go. I was up here Monday afternoon, and it threw me for a loop as to how far up and how much of a climb it was to get to it. These industrial parks up here in
1/4 mile, arrive at Gatorade, Pittston, Pennsylvania, on the left.
Wilkes-Barre, Scranton areas are much different than the industrial parks in the Lehigh Valley or some other places, because they're all built up on these mountains that surround the valley.
Arriving at Gatorade, Pittston, Pennsylvania, on the left.
Let's see. Yeah, we gotta go up just a little bit further yet. It is this one here. She sometimes arrives as too soon or too late. Okay, so we're here, we're dropped, we're swapped, we're ready to roll. We gotta go scale this thing out. This is a heavy one. This is one of the heavier loads I've almost ever pulled. 47,300 pounds. So we gotta go down to the pilot and scale this thing, make sure we're legal. It's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be pushing gross for sure. I hope the axles are good. Evidently a sleeper truck came in here yesterday and he was overweight, so that's why I got it with a day cab. So I'm assuming he might have tried sliding the tandems to get it legal. I don't know where he was over, if he was over on the tandems or if he was over on the tractor. I'm guessing the tractor. So we're going to leave the tandems where they're at for now and weigh it and see what we got, and hopefully we'll be good to go. So this is the day of ending up in holding patterns. We're in a holding pattern here. Could not scale this thing legal. We are legal with gross weight, but we are not legal on the trailer. Pushed all the way back to the 41-foot kingpin measurement here in Pennsylvania, which is as far back as I can legally go. And I'm at 35,360. So I can't push it back anymore legally, so they're going to have to take 2 skids off or rework the whole load, whatever the solution they come up with. Hopefully it's just take 2 skids off, because they take 2 off, I'll be legal. So I don't know how long it's going to take. They got to wait for permission from their supervisors before they can do anything, and then it's got a bolt seal on it, so they got to break the seal. And no doubt look at the load and everything else, but from what I understand, it's loaded right to the tail, and it's a heavy load. You can't load past 48-foot mark with heavy product. So that's where we're at right now. This is fast becoming a frustrating day, and not any fault of the company I drive for, but just circumstance, I guess. But we get these once in a while. It's been a while since I had one like this, but here we are. So they played a waiting game. I'm eating a snack, and hopefully soon they'll come up with a decision. All right, so the load is reworked, and we are headed back to the pilot to scale this thing out again and see if everything is legal. They kind of spun some around sideways and pushed the load forward a little bit so that it's sitting right at the 48-foot mark. So now the tandem should be good. Now I'm just wondering about the
Turn
tractor.
left at the traffic light, then take the ramp on the right.
That's why we're going to double check, make sure everything is good to go before we leave this area. Oh, I wish the arrow would have waited. Hopefully the arrow holds long enough that we know. It did not. Oh, all right. So, I mean, there's no sign that says no turn on red, but the amount of traffic that runs up and down this 315, I don't know that I even want to try. I mean, I guess I could pull forward, but then I'm blocking this car dealer's entrance. No. I think I got a shot at it. Traffic ain't moving down there. Yep, I had a shot at it. There was a nice big gap in the traffic, so I was able to do that right turn on red. There was no sign, so if there's no sign that says no turn on red, turn on red is legal. So anyway, now we got to go this direction up to the pilot, and this one's usually a cluster. It's a small pilot in the major metropolitan area.
Right to I-81 north.
And she's still thinking I'm going to Carlisle. She's still set up to go to Carlisle, but I'm not sure which way if I'm going to take it down there today or if we're going to take it down there tomorrow because of how messed up everything got. If he can't reload me almost like in the same place, then I may not get home tonight. So we may drop it for another driver, or we may stay hooked to it and deliver it tomorrow, or we may take it down and deliver it. I'll find out in a little while here, but hopefully we get right on the scale. But like I said, this place is usually a cluster.
In 1/2 mile, keep left to Bear Creek Road, then take the 3rd left.
No, my dear, we are going in the truck stop to weigh a load. But you don't know that. Now, I hope this still counts as a reweigh, because I did a first weigh and then I did a reweigh, so I would think that this is still a reweigh. see. So we are legal, and we were instructed to run it down there. It's going to be a very long day, because I'm going to get down there probably about 2:15, and I got to find an empty and find a reload somewhere, and I don't know. I'm probably not going to get back till 6, 7 o'clock tonight with all this shenanigans that was going on today. So we're going to have to hustle, but we're not going to pull hills very well, not with this much weight, so we'll see how it goes. I was kind of hoping we would just take this back, drop it, maybe do something else super local, but no, we got to run it down there. So getting on 81 here right now. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, she'd definitely be heavy. Alright, so we're coming up on the Pine Grove exit. We're just about down off of the high plateau that Hazelton and Point South sit on and 81 runs on. So we're coming down this last major hill here in the Pine Grove area, and we had sun this morning and it's overcast now, and actually it's even sprinkling a little bit, kind of backwards from what the forecast was for today. We were supposed to have the rain showers in the morning, and it was supposed to gradually clear by this afternoon, and it kind of did the opposite. It's been gray and overcast ever since left Pittston, pretty much. Ran through a heavier rain shower up there by Higgins, and here we are again, more sprinkles coming down. I had mentioned that I was looking at Google Maps and that there was construction down there in the Carlisle area, and it looked like there was a pretty good backup. So far the GPS is not indicating it. So maybe whatever they were doing is done, hopefully. Unless the closer I get, that's when it's going to start telling me about it. But I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully it's cleared up, and hopefully it's free running, because right now it has me getting there at 2:16 p.m. and pretty big complex. I looked at that on Google Maps too, and I'm not sure where I'm going to have to go to turn in paperwork and drop this. It's a drop and hook, but and where am I going to find it empty and all that kind of stuff. So we may have to ride around the property a little bit and try and do it all we need to do, and then I don't know where my reload is going to be. I can't imagine that they would deadhead me back up to Hazelton from Carlisle. So I'm probably going to have to drive to some place and pick up a load that hopefully will be a drop and hook and hopefully will be easy. Because like I said, we're going to probably push a 14-hour day today. With all the shenanigans that went on up there at Pittston. If everything would have went the way it was supposed to go, I'd probably be on my way back up to Hazelton by now. But between the first stop, the first delivery, and the second pickup, kind of messed up day. So we will see what happens, but so far so good. We're rolling along. Doing okay, but we'll talk to you more when we get down closer to Carlisle, unless something interesting pops up. Well, I spoke too soon coming down there through Pine Grove, because now I got a traffic update. It shows a 194-minute delay. It's down there by Carlisle, 30 miles ahead of me, but it's showing me somewhere where I can save 167 minutes, so when I get down here to this rest area past exit 80, I gotta pull in that rest area and try and see what it is that I gotta do to try and get around whatever mess that is down there. I saw it when I was up in Pittston, and I was hoping it would clear up, but obviously it has not cleared up yet. So, all right, 5 miles, I'm gonna take a peek and see if I can route myself around that. All right, so we found a traffic jam. We're gonna try something here. I looked at Google Maps. We're gonna get off here at 114, exit 57, make a left, go over to US 11, and try to get down past some of this traffic, because it's backed up from the 57 down to the 44, so that's a 13-mile traffic jam, and we aren't doing that. So hopefully this works. I may even try to go through Carlisle itself. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see.
Turn right on Pennsylvania 114 West.
But I can't sit in 12 miles of traffic. I don't have the time. I will be in a motel room tonight if I try doing that. She wants me to go west. I don't know what west entails, but we're not gonna do that either. So we got to make a left here. And I think we go a mile or two, and then we make a right on US 11. That'll get us past at least half of this traffic jam, if not all of it, if I go through Carlisle. I'm not sure I can or can't. That's the only thing. I took a bus through Carlisle already, but I don't know if I can take a tractor trailer through Carlisle, but we may try it.
Left at the traffic light.
And if something happens, then we ask for forgiveness. Oh man, I don't know. All right, we'll talk to you later and let you know how we made out. Well, going through Carlisle probably may not have been a good idea. I don't know if this was any slower or faster than the interstate, because I looked at the interstate. The interstate is solid red for about 4 miles, and this is about all we've been doing on US 11 here is the same thing, and there are a lot of trucks on here. A lot of people had the same idea I had, try and go through here, and it didn't work so good. There's just no good way to get around that mess down there, or over there, or west of it, but we're stuck here behind Day and Ross, and there's a line of trucks in front of us, a line of trucks in back of us, everybody trying to get around that construction mess, and it's just unbelievable. So, but this is it. We sit more than we move. So, we'll talk to you a little bit later on. I wonder if this has anything to do with the extra long delays, because I've been sitting so long that a couple times the E-log switched me over to on duty. See, new traffic pattern ahead, rough road sign, road work ahead. So while they're doing all that road work out on I-81, they're doing road work in here too. That could be why. I mean, for the last half hour, we moved about 3 truck lengths and sat for 3 to 5 minutes, and moved 3 truck lengths and sat 3 to 5 minutes. It's unbelievable. And like I said, it's just, this whole road is choked with trucks, because everybody was thinking the same way I was, try and get around that mess on the interstate by coming through here. And I didn't realize so many truck drivers were going to try it, but here we are. So yeah, this is just like a perfect storm here, as you can see. Tighten this street all up. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not helping matters any. Yeah, look at this mess. Look at this mess. So there's no traffic light here. You know, we got trucks coming off of that way, and this is like freaking crazy. Dan Ross is actually sitting on the tracks. Hopefully these tracks aren't too active. Good God. Good God. Now, I don't want to really sit on these tracks, but I'll let this red car go. Well, we'll be able to clear them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this construction here in town isn't helping any. It's some crazy stuff. Didn't know that this was going on, but then again, don't really come through Carlisle very often and just stay on the freeway. And to make matters worse, all of this construction, they made a roundabout here. This is all new. I guess this was a diagonal intersection because the GPS does not show this roundabout. It looks like you got to put it on the sidewalk too. I see that container truck up there. He's got his trailer up on the sidewalk, and I see all kinds of rubber marks. So that looks like that's how it's going to be done. We'll watch what Dan Ross does here. Crazy. Now, are any of these cars going to come this way? Nope. Okay. Yeah, you do have to put the trailer on the sidewalk. Dan Ross did the exact same thing. But they really don't want trucks in here anyway, but as you can see, everybody's in here. Dan Ross, a container, Nussbaum, U.S. Express behind me, big green Peterbilt. Oh boy. Well, we all thought this was going to be a way to get around the interstate back up, but it just is bad in here. Cool looking town though, a lot of old buildings. Look at them all as we come to a stop here. The historic town, I guess. A lot of historic buildings here. They look like they were built in the 1700s. Stone fronts and then whatnot. So anyway, this is downtown Carlisle. I guess there's a traffic light here, and then there's another one, another block up. I'm hoping we get through this one. Dan Ross keeps tapping on his brakes there. Let's get a move on here if we can. It's a pretty town. Very old. Looks like Dan Ross is going to make a right-hand turn. We're not going to do that. We're going to go straight. But all right, now that we got through that main intersection there, now it looks like we're going to roll a little bit better. What's the speed limit? 25. So all of a sudden the traffic thinned out.
In 1/4 mile, turn right on West Willow Street.
Now, I can take this straight to the freeway, but it wants to cut me right on the Willow Street, and that'll also take me to the freeway. And have to see what it looks like. I can see the freeway from here. I don't know if it's just going to shave off a minute or two or not. If Willow Street looks like a major, then we might take it. guess this is Willow Street coming up here. What does it say? 281 straight. They probably don't really want you to go that way.
Turn right at the traffic light.
We'll just go straight down to the freeway. Yeah, that doesn't look like a good turn anyway. No. There's some low trees in there. Nope. You'll stay on here and get on the freeway down here. It's actually, I can see that it's starting to move, so, and we are starting to move. What a crazy afternoon. What a crazy day. My God.
On the right to I-81 south toward Chambersburg.
Started off with that first delivery and just went downhill from there. Oh no, we're not gonna slam on the brakes. All right. 81 south. Now we'll have to get back off 81 and go about a mile to get to the customer, but I guess we made it through all the craziness. Yeah, the freeway's still a little bit slow, but this gets us out past it. Wherever the construction was back behind us. All right. Out of the mess. Now we'll just, I don't know if we're going to talk to you.
Take exit 44 on the right to Pennsylvania 465 north.
I don't know if we're going to talk to you in there. We're just going to try and get done what we need getting done and get out of there and get to our pickup and get done with that and get heading home. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Alright, so we dropped that load and got our empty and we're rolling on out. And the load that I was supposed to pick up, which is right here in this industrial park, got pulled off me. I think it was too late to pick it up today. They'll have to get it tomorrow. And they wanted to send me up off of 81 rural. Where they were going to send me to drop this empty at. To get there and then to get back to our warehouse would have taken me 2 hours and 20 minutes, not including the drop stuff and checking in and seeing where they want the empty and everything else. I only had 2.5 hours left, and it would have taken 2 hours and 20 minutes just to do the driving part of that trip, not the other part of it. So I couldn't do it, so now we are just going to deadhead up empty. I would have run out of hours before I would have got back to the warehouse. So just a deadhead trip back up to Hazleton from here. You know, got all kinds of screwed up, started right from the start with that load and not having the right work order, and then going up and picking up the load that I just brought down here that was pretty well overweight. So I had to get that reworked so that we could be legal to run it down here. And that took like a couple hours till they got authorization to do that, and it put me into a bind. And then of course you saw the traffic nightmare that I dealt with because the freeway was jammed up and the city of Carlisle was jammed up. Everything was jammed up down here, so it just ate up the clock, all of it. So just one of those days in trucking. But at least we're going to get back without running out of time and having to stay out here on the road somewhere in a motel. So, with that being said, we're just going to hightail it from this point up and try and get this thing dropped and parked and get home. All right, we're back. We dropped our trailer in door number 7. We're over here parked bobtail. All I gotta do is post-trip this truck, but right now I have 30 minutes left on my clock. So another 10 minutes or so to do the post-trip. They want us to show 15 minutes, so really I'm gonna have 15 minutes left on my clock when I punch out. So 13 and a half hour day. There was no way that I would have got back here in time if I would have tried to drop that empty where they wanted me to drop it. You see what I got. I had no delays coming up here from Carlisle, straight up 81, and I still got back here with only 30 minutes left on the clock. So anyway, we made it. Like I said, gonna post trip and then we're gonna go home.